Hey guys, I am back with another video. This is part 5. What if Naruto lived in the Whirlpool? So we're gonna start off where we left off, and we left off in a scene break. So let's pick up where we left off. Right. Rio got to the training grounds and looked around after finding a feeling that no one was around. He did some hand signs. Summoning jutsu. A palm of smoke, then a wolf appeared. About the size of a stampede balloon. It had a dark blue, almost black coat with a silver gray underbray. You called Rio? It asked. Yes, Lipa. Could you give this to my aunt? Rio said as he handed Lipa a letter. Lipa took the letter into her mouth. She disappeared in a puff of smoke. Scene break. In the Kusangai clan compound, a weapon was simply green tea and a smacking on some soft of beauty battery bunkers. She knew that they were quite frightening, but she just burned it off in training. She had short black hair and brown eyes. She was wearing a comb flag, breaker shorts, and a white tank top that was covered by her black liver vest, as well as long silver gray jacket that had a cousin clan item on the back. A message, Lipa said as she dropped the letter on the table. The woman opened it and read it and then nodded. Can you take me to him? She asked. I can, Lipa said with a nod. Great. Let me grab a few things and I'll be ready to go, the woman said. A few minutes later, she came back packed and ready to go. Right. Let's hit the road, she said. The woman in the limber vanished in a puff of smoke. Scene break. Rio saw Lipa appear, but with a messenger. Lipa, after dropped her off, messenger then left. So, Brad, you're fighting a Hyuga? The woman said. I am, Aunt Yofi. I guess I need to say that. Rio said. Before Rio was one of the strongest ninjas of the Kosei clan, Wolfie Kazai. She was known within New Whirlpool as the best kunoichi in the Kusanai clan. She had amazing skills in genjutsu and taijutsu. She had the best success rate in the assassins and infinite missions, and had the highest amount of kills. She was a stronger leader and led the Uzakage's Black Ops division. New Whirlpool had two forces. One was the Ambu base, I can't say that. And the Black Ops 1. The Black Ops was a silent group of gunners and only held the toughest missions like assassins and chauffeurs. Most of the gunai guild did was protect Tilda Uzakage and village safety and police force. Alright, tell me about the Hyuga, Yuffie said. Rio nodded and began to tell Yuffie all about the Neji Hyuga. He's from a Brent family as far I can tell. He got some seriously complex too. Also, he hanged up about fate or something. I heard he's supposed to be a prodigy or something. He's very skilled in Junkin and has a ruthless streak in him, Rio said. How so? Yuffie asked. In the Pimilits, he fought his cousin, who is the leader of the clan. And he almost killed her, and would if it wasn't for the Jonin stopping him from continue the act, Rio said. Willfully clutched her hand. The Uzumaki clan, like the Uzumaki clan, always, and I mean always, put family first before anything else. And for someone to damn near almost kill their own blood angered the Uzumaki clan. I see. Well then, I got some training to put you through, since you seem to want to put this Neji in his place. I am right? Yuffie asked. Yes, Aunt Yuffie, Rio said. Alright. Well, first thing first, I need to help you train against the Byakugan. I fought more than my share of Hyugas, and I know their Jokin quite well. I am not perfection in it, but we'll make a solution strength pattern for you. Plus, I can give you this, Yuffie said. She pulled out a strong scroll and released to the contacts what appeared was armor. She tossed it to Rio. Tell me, what you notice, she said. Rio looked at the armor and couldn't see anything different by its appearance really. It looked like a standard Kisangai clan armor they all wore. But then he stared to feel it and found more place where more enforced than other places. Got him very confused as to why that was. So you noticed it, Yuffie said. Yes, there seems to be more protection in constant areas, Rio said. Yes, this armor was built to fight against Hyugas. The areas where pattern is thicker is where Tenchu's points are located. For Jokin to work to the Hyuga as to strike a Tenchu's point directly, this armor protects it, so your tracker points are not closed off. It still hurts like at it would still hurt like as hell. What I mean is hell. It would still hurt, but you can still be able to use your tracker, Yuffie said. Rio nodded. Get on. Try it, Yuffie said. Rio did and found that it fit him. Rio looked a bit awesome. Is your aunt awesome or what? She asked as she struck a victory pout with matching black top. Let me guess. Mom told you about me coming to Konoha and wanted me to prepare just in case I face a Hyuga? Ryo said. Can't can't you ever just be amazed or astonished by me? Yofi pouted and stormed her foot. Ryo shook his head. Yofi may be one of the strongest of the Kuzengai clan, but sometimes she acts childish. Okay, give me back the armor. I'm going to train you into robbing the Junkin, Yofi said. Ryo nodded, since he knew wearing armor shouldn't be enough. So the training began. Break scene. Mika was walking around the village and found Hakin Hayin. She walked right up to him. You need to see a doctor for that cough, she said. Hakin just blinked at the beginning. He remembered her during the problems and knew she was skilled as far as he could tell. I've been to the doctors and they didn't know what caused it, he said. That's because they are all idiots and could find their butts with a mirror, Mika said. Hakin just blinked. Come with me, I could fix you up, Mika said. I know our villagers are allies and everything, but you're just a genin, Hakin said. So, in my village, I'm one of my best medic nins there is, Mika said without boost. He got shocked. What did he have to lose? So Hentai and Mika went to the hospital where they found a extra room. Mika then began very precisely checked out. She then nodded and mattered a few things, then began putting things out of her storage school, and there was beginning counting something. Once it was done, she handed it to Hentai. It was a odd object in the shape of a letter L. It looked like it had a conte or some kind of inside the top part of the L. This is called an inhaler. You place this top to your mouth. She gas it to the lowest part that had a hole in it. And when you inhale through your mouth, you press the top of this canine with a vapor is released. The vapor will enter your lungs and help your cough, Mika said. Hinsai was shocked that Mika was able to do this so quickly. He decided to try it and follow the direction Mika had given. He felt the vapor enter his lungs and he felt good, better than he had ever felt. Good, take it 2-3 times a day for as long as you can. Your recovery should clear up and be more manageable. There are some extra cautions and I show you how to load them, Mika said. She showed Hentai, then they left. Break scene. Okay, Naruto. I know Kakashi is training the Uchiha, so that means I got to train you extra hard to be ready, Hideki said. Naruto nodded. Good. Now, thankfully, you didn't show much in the program, so so most of your skills are still a mystery to the Uchiha. This works to your empire, but you couldn't let that go to your head, Hideki said. Again, Naruto nodded. Right, let's begin, Hideki said. He had Naruto stand with taijutsu. Now Naruto talent wasn't taijutsu, but flame jutsu and ninjutsu. But he knew that had to a current level of skill in taijutsu to be good shinobi. And not really reply on one talent. Hideki though changed Naruto's training a bit. He needed Naruto to fight Sasuke without looking into the Uchiha's eyes. The Sharingan could expire his opponent. Hideki had Naruto train his other senses. Hideki also worked on increasing Naruto's speed, since that would be the key to beating the Uchiha. Since he knew even that if the Uchiha can see you attack with the Sharingan, if you are faster than the Uchiha, then they couldn't react fast enough to defend. Break scene. The training the three did was hard and bravely saw one another, except many when they went into town and eat or at the hotel. Yofi was really beating Rio into the kuntai skills. Come on, brat, faster! You got to get faster, Yofi said as she performed Jonkin on Rio. She stamped before. She knew the Hyuga taijutsu skill was very active, fighting against it many times, though she was no expense and couldn't shut down the chocolate point since she wasn't a Hyuga, but she could summon very well and give Rio a live training. Rio was pushed to his limits as Yofi didn't just want him to dodge Neji's strikes. But all Hyugas, no matter their skill, she didn't want Rio to just rely on the armor to defend himself. She also turned up Rio's speed to while at it, since she knew that Hyugas weren't known to be very fast and it could be a Raja against them. Okay, let's take a break, Yofi said. Rio plopped to the ground, exhaling. Mika, who had been watching this, walking over and held him to tower as well as a bottle of ice. Thanks, Mika. But shouldn't you be training for your match? Rio asked. I'm not. I am. Don't worry, Mika said with a smile. Rio shook his head. So Rio, I have heard you got in contact with my niece, Yofi asked. I have. Her name is Tenten. Her teammate is Hyuga I am facing, Rio said. As she decided to rejoin the clan, Yofi asked. I don't know, Rio said. Well, then, what are we waiting for? Let's go and find out, Yofi shouted with excitement. Mika and Rio sweet bottom at this. Break scene. Neji had finished his training for the day. Tenten was picked up her armor. What are you doing here? Neji asked coldly. Tenten looked up to see Rio and the woman. We're not here to spy on you, Hyuga. Just to see my cousin. You can leave, Rio said coldly. Neji tired to glare back, but his glare was nothing complete to Rio's, which was like a cold steel with a razor edge. So Neji huffed and walked away. He definitely has one huge roll up his butt. Yofi complimented. Little Ten, have you given any thought to my proposal? Rio asked, ignoring his aunt. I have, Ten said. Hey, don't forget me. My name is Yofi Kunzagai, and I am your aunt. Your mother was my sister. Oh my, you look just like Dinah when she was your age, Yofi said in one breath. Ten just blinked, staring at Yofi. Sorry about that. She said, Yofi, and she was one of the strongest members of the Kunai clan. She just sometimes act like this, Rio sighed. Okay, Ten said. So, what's your decision? Rio asked. I accept. I want to be a part of the Uzengai clan, Ten said. Yofi squealed with a grill as she grinned. Ten grabbed Ten around the waist and began to spin her around and around in happiness. When they stopped, Ten was very dizzy, and she fell on her butt with two hands grasping, with one hand grabbing the ground to keep her stable as the other went to her head to try to increase the spinning in her head. Rio kneeled down by her. You okay? He asked. I think I'm going to, Ten mumbled. Rio just chuckled. Yofi stopped her happy dance as she was doing after she had let Ten go. She then pulled into a storage skull and released a jacket. She tossed it to Ten. Since you are now part of the Kunzengai clan, you need to wear our symbol, she said. Ten, now formally able to see, straight looked at the jacket. It was a grayish blue and had the Kunzengai clan arrow on the back. She put it on and it fit her. I've done it again, Yofi exclaimed as she stuck at a pose of and a backdrop appeared. You mean you broke into Ten's room and checked out of her rhythmize and made a jacket to fit her? Rio said. What? Why do you have to do that? Yofi winded. Ten blinked. This woman, Yofi, broke into her room, which was laid with her traps, and didn't get caught in any, and got her measures and made a jacket for her. She wasn't sure to be angry to breaking in or surprised that Yofi got by her traps. Those traps in her room were her best work, really. Okay, now time for the OPAF. Yofi said seriously. Oath? Ten asked. Yeah, all cousin clients take this oath swimmingly when they become a shinobi, but since you already won, it's a bit late. It still can be done though, Rio said. Yofi had Ten stare while Yofi prepared things. It was a very simple. Yofi pulled out a kunai and Ten noticed it was different from any kunai she'd seen before. It had markings on it, as well as she looked lighter than regular kunai. This is a konami kunai, only used for this, and other special things never used in battle, Yofi said, seeing Tenten looking at the kunai. Tenten nodded. Hold out your hand, Yofi said. Tenten did, and Yofi made a cut. Blood began to pool in Tenten's hand. She then squeezed it into a first and react to the oath Rio told her earlier. I Tenten Kuzenai over my life and blood to honor the Kuzenai clan and all of it dear. To never go against my family, to fight for my family. To fight for my family, my village, with every drop of my blood within, Tenten said. Yofi, Kuzenai, accept your oath, Tenten Kuzenai, and welcome to the Kuzenai clan. My dear niece, Yofi said. Rio then bandaged up Tenten's hand, and Yofi hugged Tenten. Tenten felt so happy to have a family now. She had her dad, but now she knew she was a part of a clan, and this clan seemed to made up of powerful shinobi and no konoichi. She just hoped she fit in. Break scene. Samui pouted as she took a rest from her training. She knew she had to work hard since she was facing Gara, a Tsuchuriki. Though Gara was stable now, it didn't mean he wouldn't go easy on her. So she began training again. Omui and Kuzenai Horai were with her training themselves. Break scene. Naruto had just finished lunch and was heading back to the training ground. He then spotted something. He walked over and saw a long white-haired man in the couch. He could hear giggling and as he seemed to peeping on something. Naruto knew that behind a high wooden fence was a hot springs. This angered Naruto, so he pulled out a kunai and wrapped a seal around it. It held it right underneath the man. An explosion happened, and the man flew into the air, landing right in the hot springs. Screams of shock then they turned again screaming. Naruto smirked as he held the man get pounded by the women. What he didn't know was that in the hot spring was several kunoichis, and the man was getting several beat down. The man's cries of pain were quite high-pitched. Naruto left squealing and head back to his training grounds. He was in the middle of training when the white-haired man appeared. What the hell did you do that for, brat? He asked. You're a pervert, and you got what was coming to you, Naruto said. I'm not a pervert, the man said. Okay, then what are you? Naruto asked. I am a super pervert, the man commented. Naruto blinked. This man was proud of being a super pervert? Whatever, you can go now. I need to train, he said. What's your name, brat? The man asked. Who are you, and why do you want to know is his name? Mika asked. Hideko and Mika had come in. Hideko had checked in on how Mika was training. Then they had come back to see how Naruto was doing, only to find white-haired man with Naruto. They then saw the strangest thing they have ever seen. I'm the sage of Malaboku. I make women around me squirm with desire. Man troubled upon hearing my name, and my enemies fear and terror at sight of me. And I am the mighty Agane Jiraiya of the Sunning. The man pounded as he did a funky kunai dance, and ended it with a summoning toad to strike a pose at the end. This guy is Sunning. Naruto and Mika saw it. Hideko sighed, and as he saw this, he knew all shinobi had their quirks. But this was quite strange, to say at least. So, now that you know who I am, are you impressed? Jiraiya asked. Not really. Now, you're just a pervert, Herm. That's all, Naruto said. I'm not a... Jiraiya was caught off. Right. I forgot you were a super pervert in him. Naruto said, using air quotes on the air super. Naruto, why are you calling him that? Mika asked. I catch him spying on the hot springs on my way back from lunch, Naruto said. Mika's eyes narrowed. She then pulled out several shielding needles. Oh, really? She growled. Yeah, I threw an explosion tag under his butt and blew him into the springs to give him just the pen, Naruto said. Mika smiled at Naruto's act. She was so proud of him. Yeah, Jiraiya grumped as he still felt the strange of explosion tags ingrained so close to his rump. He then reminded Naruto's name and looked at the blonde boy. He looked like Minato, or except he had Kushina's face. Say, kid, how about I train you for the finals, he offered. No thanks, I'm good, Naruto said. I can teach you things you only dream of, Jiraiya said. Like what? Naruto asked. Like this, Jiraiya has said as he summoned a toad. I already know to summon. I got a couple summoning contracts, Naruto said. Jiraiya grunted. Then he hit the summoning. Then I should teach you. It's certainly the fourth created, he said. A squealing ball of chakra appeared in his hand, and he slammed into the near tree, barring there where he hit it. Chakra is shaped and mirrored. You complete a mass of chakra into the palm of your hand. It into a swimming ball. And power and control and entrant, Naruto said. Jiraiya was shocked Naruto knew this. Oh, Naruto is pretty good at picking apart ninjutsu when he feels like. Mika giggled. Yeah, I can see that, Jiraiya grunted. What he saw next shocked the Toad Sage. Naruto had a massive swirl of chakra in his right hand. They looked or egg-shaped than a smear, but Naruto had made this much progress with most no time at all. But how did you do that? It took the fourth 3 years to even get there, Jiraiya asked. I gotta go handling my chakra control. Mika, you should try this. You got better chakra control than me. This should be easy for you, Naruto said. Mika nodded, and after a bit from Naruto, she started forming a Rasengan in her hand. It took more experience than Naruto admired. Yep. Jiraiya couldn't believe his eyes. He then flicked his eyes up and saw Shinobi on the headband. Whirlpool, he said. Yes, this is my team from the new Whirlpool, Deku said. New Whirlpool, Jiraiya asked. Of course, as you know, Whirlpool was destroyed, but we rebuilt it. It's better and stronger than before. We kept ourselves hidden till now, really, Hideko said. Jiraiya couldn't believe it. He had heard of any village called the New Whirlpool at all. He wondered why he hadn't, since he had a pretty good spine network. Hey, I got it. Mika said as she showed off a perfect Rasengan in her hand. Nice, girly, but does it have the power? Jiraiya asked, thinking that it was just for a show. Let's see, shall we? Mika said. She then handed a swimming ball of chocolate instead of the chocolate of summoning into something. The ball of swirling chocolate hit a rock and demolished the rock, and Jiraiya's jaw dropped. Nicely done, Mika. Now I just need to work on mine, Naruto said as he kept working on forming a showbird inside of oval. Mika nodded and walked over to help Naruto. Jiraiya grunted as Hideko walked over to Jiraiya. He knows who his parents are, but he didn't know you're his grandfather, Hideko said. Why should a sensei tell him? Jiraiya asked. He didn't, I did, Hideko said. Jiraiya turned to Hideko. Let them train, and I tell you a story, Hideko said. Jiraiya nodded and walked over to a shady spot and sat down. Hideko told Jiraiya how he met Naruto and everything that happened. Jiraiya was angry how the village and treated Naruto, and suddenly he couldn't do a thing, but he vowed to himself to be better grandfather to Naruto. Scene break. It didn't take long for Naruto to master the Rasengan, and Jiraiya was amazed, but what amazed him even more was Naruto's skill in flinjutsu. Naruto is known as a prodigy in our village, and unlike this one, he didn't throw that wood around a lot, Hideko said. Jiraiya was looking at one of Naruto's seals and couldn't believe how advanced it was. But this is a fish tag. But it looks so advanced, the Toad Sage said. That's a beauty in Naruto's work. He makes it look cruelly completed. But it's simple. It's a way to develop others from trying to copy his seals. Though he got a few secretly masters and seals too. This is one. He just has more obvious ones, Hideko said. Unbelievable. And the explosive tags he used on me? Jiraiya asked. That one, I'm sure that one wasn't only a little powered up. He got once a heck of a lot of more power, Hideko said. Jiraiya shivered and glad he was hit with a low grade explosive tag, not a more powered one. So what level is he? He asked. Hideko smiled since he knew he was going to blow the Toad Sage mind. Alright, I think this is where I'm gonna end it. So I see you guys in part 6. I hope you guys liked it and drop a like. Bye bye.